Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Arouge. Thank you to everyone who is here from distant cities and even countries. And then thank you to the media who showed up, who understand, I think, the gravity of this issue and the urgency of this moment. We've been rallying on this dreadful anniversary for more than 10 years. Throughout, our message, our great song remains the same, that the prison at Guantanamo must close, that those unjustly bound must be freed, and that those remaining must be brought into a legitimate system of justice. I'm part of Witness Against Torture, like a lot of people here. The group got its start in 2005 when 25 Americans went to Cuba to bear witness to the crime of Guantanamo and to let the men imprisoned there know that at least some Americans gave a damn. 14 of us went to Cuba again this November with a similar mission, and we and many others are here today. Why? I've asked myself this question, why in a deep sense are we here? And this is my answer. Because every fiber in our being, because every prayer in our hearts, every lesson from our schools, every teaching of our faiths, every tenet of democracy, every meaning of the law, everything we believe, and everything we teach our children to believe screams to us that Guantanamo is unspeakably wrong, that in our America we don't stand for this, that there's no room in the world for torture, no matter the perpetrator or the victim. As beautiful as this gathering is, it shares in the radiance of another demonstration today. As we speak in London, Shakir Amr, Mozambique, and 5 other formerly detained men are holding a vigil outside the United States Embassy in London. And this is the largest gathering of ex-detainees ever to protest the prison outside its walls. Some of them will be greeting each other for the first time since their captivity. Tears will flow for sure, and it's moving just to think about the momentousness of that reunion. Also to note, in Montevideo, Uruguay, 4 of the 6 detainees who are released to Uruguay are holding a demonstration outside the U.S. Embassy. And one man is undergoing a nasogastric feeding like he suffered for years when on hunger strike and force-fed by U.S. authorities. And then it's important to remember that hunger striking and force feeding still takes place. We have with us an effigy or an icon of Shakir Amr, whose spirit was never destroyed in his 14 years of captivity, and he's wandering to the stage shortly. He, like other detained men, ex-detainees, cannot come to the United States to share the truth of Guantanamo. So we will therefore speak that truth with him and for him, accompanied by his image now as a free man. And it's a special satisfaction today that we can hold his image as a free man and say to Obama, you could chain his body, but you couldn't chain and break his spirit. And the doll comes from England, and it was used extensively in Parliament by his advocates in the UK. And I'd like to welcome the doll into our circle and suggest that it be turned around so we see the image of Shakir. Very good. Yeah. Our conviction is unchanged, but this moment is special. This is indeed the last year of the Obama presidency that began with a promise on his first day in office left unfulfilled. Every institution in this town is complicit in keeping Guantanamo open: Congress, the courts, the media, especially the right-wing media, politicians, especially Republican politicians who've made a career peddling lies, demagoguery, and hatred. But the failure has been profoundly the failure of this president. He did not merely inherit the prison, but he has perpetuated its injustice. He has stolen additional lives from the years of men that can never be returned and robbed all of Americans of the ability to believe that we are worthy of our own ideals. I don't need to instruct him in the political fight ahead, but I can remind him of the stakes. So I say, Mr. Obama, whatever your accomplishments, good people throughout the world will understand that your presidency will have ended in disgrace if Guantanamo is not closed. That may sound harsh, but it is a judgment based in a standard set by the Constitution to which you pledged allegiance and by your very words when you declare torture un-American. Guantanamo makes no more sense than the mass shooting of defenseless school children, the slaughter of innocents by terrorists, or the ruin of the planet by fossil fuels. We are judging you. History will judge you, and you must at last answer to your own conscience. May we be a voice of conscience for you, ourselves, and the world.